I don't know anyone that stuck a cock in their Hoover. I don't know anyone that's then called the paramedics. I don't know anyone who's then had their cock on the Hoover turned on while the paramedics are there and then them coming into the Hoover.
How do we regain ownership of our creative outlook in life? And
Yeah.
the answer is picking up a camera
Yeah.
and respecting people enough that they want to work with you. And you can all come together and put something together. And it is a labour of love. And I think it's one of those that you look back at, like paramedics, like transference, years later and go, that's why I did it. The next part of this conversation is monetization, actually.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at that. 22 million views. Haven't made the money we should have made on that film, Transference. Which is a shame for, this is all great what we're doing, but it's not fair if people are going out there making interesting pieces of work, millions of people are watching it and they're not getting paid. Who's getting that money?
It's going somewhere because that amount of attention equates to quite a large amount of money.
Right. Are you getting that for paramedics?
No, nothing. Nothing, yeah. They keep blocking us. People keep complaining.
What do you mean?
Well, we keep getting restrictions on our accounts because people keep complaining.
About?
Well, I think there's a lot of disgruntled paramedics that don't like the fact that we're doing it. And, all right, some of the footage is a little bit, you know, on the edge kind of thing. It's cocks in Hoovers. I mean, that's kind of a bit edgy, but you don't see a cock in a Hoover. It's very much implied. And that's the one that kind of gets equally spread around to see millions of people see it and then also causes our account to be banned.
No way.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
I've seen it. It's just a piece of comedy.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Where's
There's a lot of people complaining. That's the thing.
Where's comedy going?
Fucking hell, I don't know. Oh, that is a conversation that never ends, though. Where's comedy going?
You were a paramedic, weren't you?
Yeah, not anymore.
After the cock in the Hoover.
After the cock in the Hoover, banned for life. I did actually get a full complaint about it from the Health Professions Council, but I haven't been a paramedic for 8 years, so...
What did you do with that complaint?
I called them up and said, I mean, firstly, they were like, what do you do? And I was like, well, I'm a cinematographer. And they were like, oh, okay. And they said, so who's your manager as a paramedic? And I was like, no, I haven't been a paramedic for 8 years. They were like, oh. And then how do you kind of like traverse a complaint regarding a piece of comedy that has nothing to do with anything involved in real life? How do you navigate a kind of complaint that has nothing, there's no negative element to it?
Yeah. It's really weird that they would get in touch with you.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they doing to comedy? You have to just say fuck off, actually, because there's got to be a place for art and comedy and drama and interpretation.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing to the world where we're desensitizing it to you can only make that if you portray us in a way that...
I don't even know what the complaint is, though, because like, if you're like defaming an individual, or if you're like obviously alluding to like somebody who hasn't done something and you like make out that they have done something really bad, like they've stuck their cock in a Hoover, which is this particular episode. Brilliant. There is no one that I know that's done that. By the way. That was actually Ella who got that one in there, but... I don't know anyone that stuck a cock in their Hoover. I don't know anyone that's then called the paramedics. I don't know anyone who's then had their cock on the Hoover turned on while the paramedics are there and then them coming into the Hoover. Welcome to the first episode of...
It's paramedics. This is not my film to love a narcissist.
How do you get such good actors on your films?
I think it's about a relationship we've built together. And we start to respect one another's vision. Usually I've worked with them, as I have with the actors in To Love a Narcissist, not except Andrea Lowe, that I met, but we had common ground. You know what? There's a technique behind it as well. Sometimes I shoot one scene, edit it, and I'll send it to them. And they'll decide in that moment if I... exporting something that's got some value and that they want to be part of. That's what happened with Flim. Flim took me 2 years because I'd shoot a scene, edit it, send it to someone else, and they said, oh, I'd like to be part of that. So always giving them something visual to look at. And also, I think I just like actors to feel safe. I like to feel safe. I work with truth, so when I connect with them and talk about truth, every actor feels safe. And so that's definitely probably a factor. I think you've got to ask them that, though. I don't know is the full answer. From my point of view, it's about building a relationship, making sure we're making a project together that has value, that we both want to be part of. I'm not going to make a film that I'm not proud of and release it. I'm only going to, if I made this film and I thought it was terrible, I'd throw it in the bin. It's got my name all over it.
Yeah. It's interesting because I don't find you pushy at all. You have a really calm way of kind of like saying, here's my idea. I think it's got real potential. I'd love you to be involved. You let me know.
Yeah.
That's the kind of vibe I get. And that's why I wanted to get involved with this as well. Speaking about it, showing me some of your ideas, going on set once, doing it, liking it, enjoying it. Respect was a big one, like you said. You definitely do adhere to that respect point with everyone on
Respecting
set.
each other. Everybody
Absolutely,
respects each other.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're there, are they getting something out of it?
Yeah. And it's great because it's like, it's a passion project that I know is so like close to you, which a lot of passion projects obviously are, but it's so nice watching the craft or watching your ideas unravel as they come, as each scene develops. It's so nice seeing it. And I'm excited always to see the edit. And we've had to wait a little bit of time for the next like little chunk of edit, but I'm really excited to see it. It's going to be, it spurs me on each time I see like the next bit.
Exactly, and it motivates you for the next round.
Yeah.
And we're close to the end now.
Yeah.
We're close. With what I love going back to transference and film as well, I had people telling me I was an absolute nutcase. People stopped talking to me. Friends stopped talking to me during transference because he's out on it, he's gone mad, he's doing this, that. And then I just remember that doing these big screenings and everybody coming to it and just feeling really kind of proud that I was able to push through everything that was trying to slow me down for that moment, where not just to have a screening, but to have a screening where people understood the reason why we decided to make it. There was meaning underneath it. And it means something because people are going to get in your way. People are going to try and stop you.
People could try and stop you in
psychologically in life. If you're not a strong character, what's the logic behind making a feature film with no budget? That's probably not going to go anywhere. What kind of madness do you need to start that journey? I've certainly got the madness and I love it.
Yeah.
Take that away from me and I'm nothing. You've got to engage in the journey.
Yeah.
You've got to engage in the journey. If you don't, everything's going to be safe for you. You'll have your house, your mortgage paid, this, that and the other, but are you truly fulfilled? You might be, because that's who you are. It's not who I am. This has been an amazing experience for me. 2 years ago, I was looking. I knew I wanted to make something. I had nothing to grasp hold of, and then I started to research this stuff, and it became more and more interesting. And putting a few jigsaw puzzles together and finding you. Actually, the more you release out to the universe a bit, things start happening. We're there with something interesting. I really like it.